What is up, my ninjas? Strident here with a review of the Batman Legacy 2-pack, Arkham City Batman and Two-Face. This one eluded me earlier on my vacation, and then I happened to come back across him, and it made me really happy, because this was really the only thing out of the bunch that I wanted, because I've never had a good Two-Face. And as you can see, even the packaging on this one is cool. And I don't really care about packaging, but it blew me away. I love the fact that they're paying a lot of attention to the artwork that's going into the game, because I think the people at Rocksteady Studios nailed it. They did a better job than even the movies with their rendition of Batman. And I have to say this because their concept artist ripped off a piece of artwork that I did years ago. It's true. I did that at a Comic-Con in 2005, maybe 2006, and then 4 years later and some change, here we go. And it kind of pisses me off, but at the same time it kind of makes me happy because, it is a part of the best game that they've ever done. So anyway, coming back to the figure. All that goodness is recreated in 6-inch scale, and it's awesome. The cape is okay, but you know how I do. That cape, it's gone. We're done with that. I like the fact that they got his cowl to look like a separate piece from the cape, because that's what I've always envisioned it to be. And now this face, I really dig the face. It reminds me a little bit of a cross between the Michael Keaton costume and the Alex Ross Justice version. It's extremely morose face, but look at all the detail. All the cuffs and the plates and the textures on his suit. I mean, dude is dressed to the nines to kick your ass, pretty much. Seams are properly done. Little peg holes for where the molds technically were pulled off of whatever, where the armor molds were pulled out of their casing or whatever to be, created. All that stuff is there, and it looks nice. The belt is proper. I really dug this belt because it actually looks like a piece of tech. It doesn't look like something that Batman went to the thrift store or to the Army Navy store and snatched up, or his grandfather's tack belt from World War II. This looks like a separate piece that was custom made by Batman, and I dig that a lot. Back to the face, like I said, morose face. He looks pissed. He looks like, I don't want to say depressed, but he just looks like his job sucks, he knows it, and he's gonna take it out on you. Plain and simple. And I dig it. I dig it a lot. And this figure is pretty slender in comparison to the other figures. And in the game, I noticed he was like stupid beefy. The articulation on this figure is okay. It's kind of hindered in a lot of places because they cut the joints a little bit short in comparison to how they normally do. The ab crunch is a little bit shorter than usual, but it's still a good figure. And now Two-Face. I've been waiting to get a Two-Face figure, and I'm glad I waited. This figure captures one of the best designs of the character that I've ever seen perfectly. Better than so many of the comics, better than the typical Four Horsemen versions, better than the movie. It just feels like this is a scary, screwed up character that is, a good, nemesis or rogue for Batman. And I love it. Even the black and white, the little Scarface inspired suit, I dig it. It just works, I don't love Scarface, but for some reason with Two-Face and that cover, it fits perfectly, and I could see somebody doing, maybe I'll do a piece where I use that Scarface image and put Two-Face instead. Who knows? But the paint is perfect. I didn't get a lot of slop on mine. And if there was slop on one side, that'd be nice, because it is Two-Face and one side is sloppy. Here's the pretty side. And, I mean, what more can you say? I kind of wish he was mixed, like in the animated series and like the Harvey Dent that we had that was Billy D. Williams in the first Batman movie, but whatever. This isn't bad. And then look at that. He is charred the hell up. And it's like gross looking. I love it. I love it. Took a very simple character. I mean, Two-Face was never my favorite villain, but he's a very simple character with a very tragic story, and they did a good job. So, all in all, this 2-pack is worth it. If you see it, pick it up. It's Strange everywhere. It's $30. So, I don't know. But as I was telling you before, I got rid of the cape. I had to do my custom cape on him. And as you can see, the cape works. I mean, no Batman should have a tiny cape. That's the before picture. The tiny cape just doesn't do it. Yes, I know there are times when he pulls his cape back and you reveal all the armor and all the details, but the cape needs to flare out, like so. And as I've done with almost every Batman I have that I like, I gave him the custom cape treatment. This looks like what it was doing in the movies, what it does in the comics, what it does even in the game in certain scenes. The game did a good job of having the cape like shrink up, you know. Mine, I want it to be this huge parachute of a thing that you can totally see opening up into glider wings like it does in the in the cutscenes and everything. I just think that's the way a Batman cape always should be, no doubt about it. End of story. It just still strikes me as strange that, a fabric cape, it works so well with any figure. I mean, look at it. You can fold it back so you can reveal the figure, and this looks like kind of what they tried to do with the Batman figure in the package with the plastic cape. But look at how much more dimension it gives the figure when you do this. And a lot of Japanese figures use cloths, various cloths. There you go with the glider, outstretched wings. A lot of Japanese figures do it. American figures need to do it too, Another thing American figures need to do more of is extra hands. But as you can see, the cape makes this figure that much more Batman-like. And I dig it. And I consider myself a connoisseur or a professional, a pro as far as collecting Batman stuff. And I know the design aspect of the character very well. And as you can see, it just fits the mold. The more comic book ones, they don't need the ginormous cape, the old school ones, because they didn't draw him like that. It wasn't until Neil Adams and afterwards where they started going crazy with this cape. The movie ones, the movies started to imitate the comics a little bit better. So you gotta have a long cape. Nowadays, you got like the half and half, where the movies and the comics kind of imitate things from one another. They're handing off information. So these two up front are the two Batman legacy figures. And as you can see, with the new capes, it just makes them that much better. All we need now to complete this whole legacy thing, is a Movie Masters Michael Keaton Batman 89 for real. I know that would make me a happy Bat fan. So anyway, this has been Strident. That is my Batman Legacy review. And I will be back with another one. I hope you guys dug it. Check me out on my website as always. Alright people, peace.